Hi, I'm Elaine Marolakos Edelson, and I believe the greatest value you can add to this planet is being your truest self. In this short video, I'm going to give you a glimpse into your very own crystal ball and what it means to be clairvoyant, psychic, and intuitive, because you're all of these things. Everyone is psychic, everyone is clairvoyant, and everyone is intuitive. Everyone has what I like to call your inner GPS, given psychic sense, including you. And the biggest reason people don't trust their intuition, that inner voice, is self-doubt. So I'm going to show you how to vanquish that self-doubt so you can open your intuitive channels and get the answers that you're looking for consistently and confidently. As part of my upcoming live online workshop, 3 simple steps to your inner GPS, how to unleash your natural psychic and clairvoyant powers without any experience whatsoever. I'd love to see you turn on your sixth sense so that you can connect, communicate, guide, trust, and empower yourself. So in a moment, I'm going to share some tips with you and an actual strategy on how to increase your other 5 senses by tapping your intuition, your inner GPS, right now with a very simple technique. Wouldn't you love to know, to intuit, to trust your gut daily when you're out in the world shining your brilliance? Of course you would. Who wouldn't? I want you to have your own insider info, the kind of insight that people come to me for. What would it be like to turn up the volume on your psychic senses? Well, it's exciting. Over the course of the last 28 years or so, as a professional clairvoyant and intuitive, with clients all over the globe, I've learned what it takes to have laser sharp insight into situations, relationships that used to confuse me or make me go in circles. You know, people have a belief that there are only certain individuals who are psychic or clairvoyant, or who can see the reasons for things or what might lie ahead. This online workshop is going to show you how to tap your inner GPS and hone your sixth sense. So here's your first aha tip. You are psychic. You're already clairvoyant. Your intuition is your sixth sense. It simply needs your focus so it can develop and become a natural extension of you that you can rely on and use over and over again daily. Now, I know you may not believe it, or perhaps you believe it, but you don't trust that it's part of you. Or maybe you've had some psychic experiences, but you didn't know what to do with them or how to use them to your advantage. You know, being intuitive, psychic, and clairvoyant, which are basically all the same thing, is your given power. That's what it is. That's your GPS. It's like when I was in high school, my teacher tried to convince me that geometry was necessary. I don't think so. I didn't see it at the time, but years later as an artist and then as an astrologer, geometry was absolutely essential. So look at it this way. Imagine that you were born with a big bag of birthday presents, and you decide to open a few of those presents, maybe being great with numbers, or you're musical, or being persuasive in business, or maybe you're a terrific baker. Just because you haven't opened the other presents doesn't mean that they don't exist, right? Think about that. Now, the 5 senses you're already familiar with are sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. Each of these senses informs you of the experience in the world around you. They're part of who you are and are safety valves for your survival. And they tell you 2 things, basically. What you experience is either good for you or not good for you. And the people and situations you encounter are either beneficial for you or they're not beneficial for you. That's basically the bottom line. So here's an example. Let's look at the sense of touch. Think of a hot stove, and your sense of touch tells you, don't touch it, you'll get burned. This isn't good, not good. Or let's look at taste. Bite into a piece of yummy dark chocolate and your taste buds say, I like this, I want more. I'll take another bite. However, if you know you're allergic to chocolate, your intuition and your taste buds say, don't eat that, not good, right? So let's look at your intuition. This is your sixth sense. I want you to think about this. I want you to think of a time recently when you met someone for the first time. What was the feeling that you got on the inside? Where did you feel that feeling? Now keep in mind, your head can get in the way of this feeling. So I just want you to recall the initial feeling, the sensation you got when you met that person. Was it a good feeling? Were you unsure of the person or of their intentions? Did they feel warm and welcoming or standoffish? Did your body say, I'd like to get to know this person? Or was it more like, I don't resonate with this person? Or been there, done that, got burned before? What did you feel in your gut? The feeling you got when you experienced this person was either approach or avoid, bottom line. See, your body knows whether someone or something or a situation is either beneficial to your well-being or detrimental to it. And in your lifetime, you learn to trust the 5 main senses of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. But for some reason, you learn to mistrust and doubt that 6th sense of intuition. My online workshop, 3 simple steps to your inner GPS, how to unleash your natural psychic and clairvoyant powers without any experience whatsoever, is designed specifically to get you to start trusting that inner voice so you can read other people, read situations and relationships, make fantastic decisions, get the answers that are right in front of you, and stop doubting yourself once and for all. So my goal for you who are in my GPS community is for you to learn how to tap into your intuitive gifts. Tune into those psychic powers, turn on your underused and underappreciated 6th sense. I want you to stretch those powers starting today with a big open-eyed peek at your natural-born intuitive gifts, and not only how to tap into them, but how to use them daily, because that's actually going to empower you. Then you can start your day already feeling connected, ready to communicate your uniqueness, make those fabulous decisions, and see and recognize all the wonderful opportunities coming your way so that you can take advantage of them. And also guide yourself and others toward mutual trust. And in doing that, empower your life and theirs. So, all right, let's get started with a really cool tip. People have all sorts of opinions about what psychic is or what being intuitive really means. But when you're in touch with your 6th sense, you might hear, sense, see, imagine, even smell or taste something that isn't readily present. You might say, I smell roses, and they remind me of Grandma's perfume. I ought to call her. And your first thought, if that happens, I must be crazy, right? Who smells roses when there aren't any there? And then the phone rings and it's Grandma. Yay! I think you're psychic. So over time, as you have these experiences, you start to think, hey, maybe I am psychic. Maybe I am intuitive. And in that moment, what happens? You got it. The brain kicks in, reasoning kicks in, and you mistrust that feeling. You doubt and mistrust the result of your experience, and your mind invalidates that experience, bottom line. So do you see what I'm saying? Your intuition may be subtle, or it may be louder than a bullhorn, but you still invalidate yourself and your experience. You want to be able to instantly trust your intuition so you can read people in social situations, in business dealings, with family relationships, with your health too, and in seeing what's coming your way without having any doubts whatsoever. And it's endless how you can serve yourself and others with your intuitive gifts to help create better outcomes all around. So listen, when you tap into your 6th sense, your intuitive voice, your inner GPS, your world expands instantly. It's amazing. You're now able to raise your awareness where you can sense, hear, see, and know what to do in any given moment or what not to do. I believe that you're here to contribute to the earth, to share your unique genius. And by doing this, you create many miracles. But before you can get a glimpse of your intuitive powers, I'm going to show you how to clear that clutter that might be getting in the way of tapping your intuition. Wisdom comes when you know the order of things. The clutter I'm referring to is your self-doubt, your skepticism that says, is this real or some kind of hocus pocus? Why should I even pay attention to this feeling? Intuitive knowing is a vibration that is subtle. It's quiet and it's gentle. And I want you to imagine tapping the highest note on a piano. Right now, imagine that. Plink, then do it again. Plink. This is how subtle your intuitive voice is. And once you become adept at listening to your inner GPS, it gets louder and feels like the truth. And then you start to trust it. So now imagine that you bang on every key at once. You know, you can imagine that, right? Bang, bang, bang. The sounds of chaos represent the clutter in your mind. And all of them are trying to get your attention. But in the background is the subtle and constant plink of your intuition. So as promised, here is a very simple technique that can be used to clear your mental clutter at any time so that you can see, feel, or hear your intuition speaking to you. So here's what I want you to do right now. Make sure first that there's no commotion around you. I want you to get quiet. I want you to sit comfortably and relax. When's the last time you did that? Okay, inhale deeply and then exhale. It's like a fresh breeze in spring when you open the windows and you let out the stale air, right? Nice and relaxed now. I want you to close your eyes and listen to the silence first. You may hear a lot of chatter in your head, and that's okay. But I'd like you to imagine that you've got a door in your head, and every time you hear the chatter, you escort the chatter to the door, but then breathe naturally and follow the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. And let the thoughts come and go as you bring your attention back to the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe naturally. Can you begin to feel the difference between being in your head and settling in your body? The best way to become aware of your vast intuition is to be as present as possible. And while you're settling into your body, and perhaps hearing less chatter in your mind, I'm going to have you silently repeat 3 phrases. And I'd like you to become aware of how it feels in your body to say these statements in your mind, and what thoughts might come up as a result of silently saying these statements. So now, you're relaxed, you're present, your eyes are closed. You can hear the sound of my voice as you breathe naturally, always bringing your awareness back to the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. And the first phrase is, I am intuitive. I am intuitive. The second phrase is, I am psychic. I am psychic. And the third and final phrase is, I am clairvoyant. I am clairvoyant. Now, take in a deep breath and then open your eyes and exhale. Welcome back. How did it feel to say each of these phrases? Which one resonated with you? It's interesting, isn't it? Were there any judgments around these statements? Maybe, maybe not. Did one phrase feel more positive than the other? Did they feel false? Why? Or did they feel true? Moving aside any judgments or negative opinions around the words themselves, psychic, clairvoyant, intuitive, you just got closer to the core of your superpower, your intuition, your inner GPS. Wow, I think that's so cool. But most importantly, how do you feel right now? Are you more present? Are you calmer? More aware, perhaps? By doing this exercise with me, you've just sharpened all of your senses: hearing, smell, taste, touch, and vision. Your sixth sense is essential to aligning all of your senses. Your sixth sense is your destination known. What a great place to be. Plus, you've just opened the channel to your intuition. So now what I want you to do is pay attention in the next few hours and days to moments when you know that the phone is going to ring or who might be calling. Or when you know that if you make a right turn on the road, you might wind up in traffic, or maybe a quicker route to get to work. This is the beginning of a new world that will open with your permission and help you to feel whole and complete. All right. You now have a great foundation for tapping your intuition, your clairvoyance, and psychic self simply by being present. this is just the beginning, because once you start to trust that feeling inside, the self-doubt just disappears and it's gone forever. I promise. And your confidence and how you live your life expands beyond anything you could have imagined before now. So don't miss my exclusive online workshop where I'm going to show you exactly how to unleash your natural psychic and clairvoyant powers in just 3 simple steps without any experience whatsoever. And you can immediately apply the strategies I give you to read others, intuitively recognize opportunities, and decisively know when to avoid a person or a situation or when to move toward them. I can't wait to see you on the workshop.